Waiting I could do when I wake up early in the morning. Say my prayer to the Lord and then on to the next thing before I do anything. Yeah. I don't like tea, so I was a cocoa, be the plantain. Oh, I baga watch it with some plantain. And I did meditate with some them. I don't mess up aquatic. So when I pray for the hustle, say make my mind day for the hustle. Make money come from the hustle. Make a shower blessings from the hustle. Everybody wanna have the best thing, yeah. Everybody wanna have the good thing, yeah. Everybody wanna have the favor, yeah. But if God no entire our good day, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, some they live life by tactics. Some people do this with practice. My brother had to mock we do it for the party. But they can listen to me really what the fact is. I like an highway now, my deca, Malina, all day. Oh, Toya, the Quivo, and Malina, all day. So when I pray for the hustle, and make my mind day for the hustle, and make money come from the hustle, and make a shower blessings from the hustle. Hey, everybody wanna have the best thing, yeah. Everybody wanna have the good thing, yeah. Everybody wanna have the favor, yeah. If God no entire walk all day. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing? Trust nobody. Yeah. Melody, they kill them. Oh, na. Yeah, say 24/7, I did my corner, the reason. Waiting I go do, bring some changes, spice up my season. Cause guys no be real again, all of them do the treason. Smell before you turn your back, now they sneaking, yeah. City hustle, he be real low. From dawn to dusk, man, they push you. I can't deny life be hard, oh. Well, it be hard, oh. Even pastors fake preacher. Girls, they lie, boys, they cheat, oh. Where the love day? Where the love day? So I say trust nobody, yeah. Trust nobody, yeah. Them know they love you, yeah. Them know they love you, yeah. Trust nobody, yeah. Trust nobody, yeah. Them know they love you. Them know they love you, yeah. So I've been hustling and praying, Jah guide protect me. Don't let my enemies come near me. And if them do so, don't let them touch me. Keep them far away, bad energy. The hustle be real low. From dawn to dusk, man, they push you. I can't deny life be hard, oh. Yeah, well, it be hard, oh. Even pastors fake preacher. Girls they lie, boys they cheat, oh. Where the love they? Oh, where the love they? So I say trust nobody, yeah. Trust nobody, yeah. Them know they love you, yeah. Them know they love you. Trust nobody, yeah. Trust nobody, yeah. Them know they love you. Them know they love you. 24/7, I dey my corner, they reason. See waiting I go do, bring some changes, spice up my season. Cause guys no be relaxing, all of them do the treason. Smell before you turn your back, now they're snitching. Yeah, city hustle it be real. From dawn to that Monday push show, I can't deny life be hard. Oh, well it be hard away. Even pastors fake preachers, girls they lie, boys they cheat though. Where the love they, Baba? I say where the love they. Trust nobody, yeah. Trust nobody, yeah. Them know they love you, yeah. Them know they love you, yeah. Ooh.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Imagine if you can get all the understanding on some of the difficult subjects you struggle with in school. As a student, do you feel dissatisfied with how hard it is to figure out a subject you're learning? Or as a parent or guardian, do you worry that your child is struggling to understand some of the subjects in school? Well, now you don't need to sign up for extra lessons or tutors. Simply tune in to Class Act, Mondays to Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. on Citi TV. Class Act is a show that seeks to enable senior high school students gain a much better understanding of what they learn in school. All you need is a TV, a chair, your notebook, and your pen. Get clarity on subjects such as maths, English, IT, and science. Class Act airs every Monday to Thursday at 5:30 p.m. on Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. Don't forget your pens, pencils, and your notebooks and tune in to Class Act, only on Citi TV.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. We're so happy that you can join us on this beautiful Thursday morning.
Yes. And so soon is the 3rd of September, right?
Yeah. Before you know it, it'll be over.
Galloping. Well, yes, you're welcome to Breakfast Daily. My name is David Kwekusechi.
And I am Jifa Ika Ametav. As always, it's an interactive show, so wherever you are, we want to hear from you. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to join the conversation.
And we have a WhatsApp line as well. It's on your screen, 0550-585-8332. If you happen to be outside Ghana, kindly prefix that with +233.
Yeah, now every morning we start the show off with some words of inspiration. So we'll take a look at our quote today.
So the quote of the day today comes from Confucius, who said, "Everything has beauty, but not everyone can see it." I think
Everything has beauty,
but not everyone can see it. I think it's a good prompting, for us to remember that beauty does lie in the eye of the beholder, and at the end of the day, it's really up to you, how beautiful something looks.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes it's amazing because there's something that's beautiful. You walk past it all the time and don't notice.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's important for us to also sometimes slow down a little bit and take a look at those things that are around us, you know, and not miss all the beautiful, gorgeous things.
I completely agree. And sometimes we definitely do miss out on a lot of things that's happening around us in the world because we're just so focused on things that are not going right.
Yeah.
But I think even in the darkest moments of your life, if you're willing to just pause, pay attention, and really look, you will find something beautiful and something that's worth being thankful for.
Absolutely.
Speaking of beautiful, we need viewers to guess David's age because our DIY segment today, he's going to walk, middle-aged men?
Middle-aged men.
Through grooming themselves. How have you been able to keep the way? I mean, you guys won't believe the gap between the two of us.
So hold on. You're suggesting that I'm way older than I look?
No, you're way younger.
Okay.
You look younger than your age.
Really?
Way younger than your age. I don't think our viewers will be able to guess. So I need our camera guys to put the camera in your face so that they can guess how old they think you are, guys. We need to know.
Well, are you going to give me a prize for guessing right?
I think so. I think we'll give a prize out to whoever gets it right. We're not going to tell them the prize yet, but they need to take a good look at you. Maybe you should even stand up so that they can, Parker is going to take a full body shot from head to toe. The way they do it when start from the toes. Today the spotlight is on you.
I'm taking
so you stand
my
here,
mask off.
And then
you
do your GQ pose. Just look at him from his toes all the way to his head.
All right.
And guess
how old do you think this gentleman is?
Fine black gentleman is. David, our floor manager, is already guessing 25. So we'll see.
Well, yeah. DIY, that's after 9.
That's after 9. So use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to let us know David's age, and also send us WhatsApp messages 0550585832.
And please, if those of you who know me well, don't come and comment.
They can throw it off. They can come on and throw the whole. I don't think anyone would even believe them when they say your age. So it'll be a surprise.
Yeah.
But what are we doing for the first day?
Yeah. So we the whole COVID period. The hoteling industry has been very challenged, with very little to no patronage whatsoever. But it would be interesting because we want to discuss and talk to a hotelier. She's Marian Dakwa. She works with the African Region Hotel.
Okay.
And I want to find out what that space looks like, what her experiences have been during the COVID season, and generally what their hopes and aspirations are as we are sort of easing our way out of that challenge, and what we can expect, what we can look forward to.
Okay, and she's on the line with us. She's joining us via Zoom. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for reaching out to me. I'm happy to talk about our industry anytime. Certainly.
Hi, Marian.
Hello.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the hoteling industry, especially as it pertains to Ghana. What are some of your, you've been doing this for a while now. What are some of your highs and lows, if you can share with us?
Right, so basically, the hotel industry, after Ebola, was a bit challenging for us in West Africa. Obviously, so basically, occupancies dropped after Ebola, maybe 15%. Revenues dropped, of course, together with the occupancies. But then, sometime last year, beginning of last year, the president introduced outdoored this Year of Return initiative, which was brilliant, and it brought a lot of hope to the hotel industry and the tourism industry in Ghana as a whole. We were all very excited because by the middle of the year, all hotel rooms in Accra were fully booked. And meant that was very good revenues for the hotel industry and for the tourism sector at large. So December was brilliant. We had a ball, I must say. I mean, we enjoyed having all the people come from the diaspora, and everything that went on was great. So basically this year, we were set to, roll out Ghana Beyond the Return, and also we were expecting another boom, really. So it was quite a shock when the year began, and we saw dwindling. Well, in the beginning, there were a lot of bookings. It seemed like there were prospects because people who came in December had started making inquiries for the year. And then, calls started coming in for postponements, cancellations, and of course this COVID thing had happened. And so January was good, and then it started dwindling. By March, we were seeing very low occupancies. And of course, COVID was here, and it was understandable. But, when COVID started, we all thought, okay, it's going to blow over in a little bit. So we were making plans. Okay, we can do this, we can do that. Maybe we shut down for a little while. Yeah. The whole tourism industry started scrambling. And it got to a point that a lot of the hotels actually did close their doors. Obviously, because really people just didn't know what to do to mitigate the issue. Yeah. And understandably so. But with time, I think that hotels in Accra especially should be really commended for the effort they put in during this time, collaborating with the health sector, with the government to assist in all this mitigating the issue and the plan towards managing people who came from abroad. So, and that's really my thoughts. And I think that was a great thing that the hotels decided to do, because without that, I do not know how we would have managed these quarantine issues and everything else. But I would really commend the government for the initiative that it puts in place in this time to help the situation. But yes, at the moment, I would say that, and if you look at the figures, you would see that occupancies as compared to same time last year has reduced by as much as 70% worldwide, and it is the same for Ghana. So when I talk about occupancy, it's also related to revenue, because if there are no people in your hotel, that means that there's no revenue coming in. So basically, that's what has happened. And we have seen hotels opening as the time has evolved, and a lot of the hotels are coming back. Unfortunately, even though hotels decided to open their doors, the borders were shut, and it meant that there were not a lot of people coming in. Well, little or no people coming in, which meant that occupancy stood at around 10, 15, 20% maximum, which was really it's really dire for the likes of us, because to be making 20% occupancy, or let's say an ADR, an average daily rate of about maybe $50 to $60, that meant that you could not sustain the hotel, you could not handle the overheads. And that's why a lot of the hotels had to close. And we're looking forward to the borders being open to what is going to come in. I must say there are a lot of people, I've got a lot of calls about people calling me to say, oh, now that the borders are open, I'm sure there are people coming in, and so on and so forth.
So Marian, as a sales and marketing manager, let's go back to March 22nd, when we first found out that the borders were going to be closed. What were some strategies that you thought maybe if we pursue this, we can now tap into the local market, for instance? What worked, what didn't work? How are you guys uniquely positioning yourself to take advantage of the borders being opened now?
Right. So I'll tell you what, on March 22nd, when the borders shut, I don't know, but personally, I think everybody went blank. Personally, I went blank. because and that's when a lot of we decided to shut our doors for a little while, because the numbers on the books were saying maybe five rooms being occupied in a day, which is not sustainable for the hotel. So luckily we were approached by the government to take in some quarantine guests who were coming from abroad. I mean, so guests who were already scheduled to come home. So obviously on the day that the border shut, and I think the day after, there were flights coming in. So those people had to be accommodated somehow because they had to be quarantined. So Accra hotels were contacted to accommodate these people. And I personally thought it was a good thing. First of all, because it was an opportunity to also do our bit in this situation. And also, for me, closing the hotel was one of the things that I did not want to see happen. And and I must say, the health sector, one particular guy, Dr. Sidu, did it brilliant in training the staff, in providing us with the necessary PPEs, in providing us with the necessary knowledge to be able to accommodate these people. It was a brilliant effort. And like I said earlier, a lot of the other hotels who participated, I really commend them for it. And even the initiative that the government put in after that, to make sure that the hotels were fumigated, whether they got positive or not in their hotel, and how people who were found positive were later, transported to treatment centers. So basically, I think at that time we drew a blank until this quarantine period came, and then after the quarantine period, we decided to shut. We shut down for about a month. During the time, we strategized to see what the way forward. Luckily, like you mentioned, there is a local market, albeit a bit constricted, that exists for people to stay. Unfortunately, not so much in Accra hotels, because people like to go away rather than stay in Accra hotels. If, for instance, you had a weekend off, I suppose you would like to probably go outside Accra for a weekend and so on and so forth. But having said that, even the out of Accra hotels also shut. So during that time, we had to strategize and come up with the companies and the channels that we knew would be prolific. Yeah. So even during the lockdown, there were companies who were essential companies who were still working, and which meant that they still had people who had to come in and stay and go to work. Yeah. So I personally, we at the African region, we targeted those companies, and luckily we did make quite a bit of occupancy during the lockdown period. Okay. Apart from that, we did some local packages. Like I said, that is not very lucrative in Accra for Accra hotels. But during the period, we also took the opportunity, because occupancies were low. We said, why not? Because we had planned renovations. So we decided to go all out and do our renovations. So we started renovating our bedrooms, our lobby, our restaurants. And, and because usually with our hotel, we never shut to do renovations. So this was a good opportunity for us to actually shut and have it done, because what would have happened was that if we had, whilst we were running, it would have been very difficult to renovate, say, the lobby. So this has been like a blessing in disguise for us, really. And so that's what we have done. So when we open, we have something fresh to give our clients. Okay. In that time, we've also been able to put together the necessary communications, because the research shows, and PwC ran a research in South Africa, and it shows that a lot of travelers are happy to come out to still travel. About 85% of them, based on the communications that they get from where they are going. So I think that communication is important, and you will notice that a lot of the hotels are coming up with communication packages for people who are traveling, to make sure that they know that they're coming to a safe environment. And so that has been ongoing, And of course, you cannot just open with all the old safety measures. So we have done research. We have collaborated with safety people to put in place the necessary safety protocols so that guests who come in will know that they are in a safe environment. Now the big thing is going contactless, and that involves technology, of course. So like I said, we have also gone contactless in a lot of ways. We have enhanced online paying, contactless payment options. We are looking at going contactless for our key cards, our door system, so that you would come in and not have to take a key card to go in. You could just open the door with your phone. We are going with menus, digital menus, where you can just scan an RFID code and get a menu on your phone, so that you don't have to actually handle a menu. So another thing is that we have also looked at our distribution channels, because at the moment you cannot go with your traditional distribution channels to still sell your hotel. Now it's not the same. You're not going to have to. You can't. Yes, it's going to still persist, but walking into somebody's office to make a pitch is not as much as you would expect, because
I think it's so refreshing, all the innovation that you guys have come up with in this period of coronavirus, because a lot of countries, a lot of businesses in this space have struggled. Some of them have died down, and I think for a local business to put in place all these measures to ensure that you guarantee the safety of your clients, it is refreshing. And I'm looking forward to us interviewing you come January and you telling us that you guys made the same revenue that you made last year this Christmas season. So I think all the people looking to come back into Ghana, this is the chance for you.
Fingers crossed. But I must say, and I said that a lot of people are calling and saying, the borders are open, are people going to come in? We're looking forward to that. But, we just still need to also look at the trends and see how that will progress, because I don't believe that people will just pick up their bags and come, especially, and another thing that I always say is that the Accra hotels are not necessarily for leisure, except for a few who are on the beaches and others.
It's mainly for business trips, right?
Business, yes.
So Marian, I hope you guys will give discounts, because I love your buffets. Local people will just come there for buffets.
Definitely.
But thank you so much for being with us. We've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and we wish you guys the best of luck.
All the best, Marian. Take care.
Yeah, and that was Marian Dakwa, who's the head of sales and marketing at the African Regent Hotel.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting. A lot of innovations. I like the fact that you can register online and use your phone
check the menu online,
everything. Your door and all of those things. This is pretty fancy.
It's great. Yeah. So come down. Let's I think now people see that not only are we getting it right with the airports, but our businesses in the tourism industry are also doing the best they can. So there's nothing to fear. And a lot of people are looking to get away. I know friends in the U.S. who are just like, I'm sick of all this black people dying, all these issues. I just want to come back home. And Ghana has been positioned as the safe haven for black people everywhere looking to come to Africa. So I think it's refreshing, and we can definitely make the same gains we made last year if we put things right.
What I like about what's going on in the country at the moment, and then in the continent wide, is the seamlessness with which we're working all the different systems, so that the ecosystem functions smoothly and people have a good experience.
As I'm talking, I'm like, I wish I were in a different country so I could just come to Ghana and experience our hotel industry. But thank you guys so much for joining us for Breakfast Daily. We have a packed show for you. We're going to find out his age later on, so keep those guesses coming, okay? How old do you think he is? Because the gap between us is quite wide.
59.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Okay, all right.
You don't look a day past 30. My name is Jifa Ikia.
And I'm David Kukusechi.
Don't go anywhere. News Reviews next. We'll be right back.
There is no promise we cannot keep. There is no commitment we cannot honor. There is no delivery we cannot guarantee. There is only one Bethel Logistics Company Limited, a licensed international freight forwarding and clearing agent, a trusted global brand with an extensive network for the movement of air freight and ocean freight worldwide. We are the trusted name for road freight into Western and Northern Africa. We are fully accredited by Ghana Customs and Excise. We cater for all your freight forwarding, customs clearing and forwarding, cross trades, inland transportation, internal cargo tracking systems, customer freight costing and consultancy, cold chain logistics management, logistics and warehousing, quality inspection, and much more. In Accra, Tema and Takrady, we are always available to ensure easy movement of cargo countrywide. Call us on 0204 528 900 or 0244 707 859. Email info@bethellogistics.com. Locate us in Accra at North Ridge, adjacent Accra Girls High School, or in Tema at Community 4, or in Takrady on the second floor of the GCB building. Website bethellogistics.com. Bethelog, experts in shipping logistics.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family, because every smile matters.
Welcome back. This is still Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. Thank you so much for staying with us. We'll take a look at our newspaper headlines, then some online stories, and then we'll introduce our guests who are already seated. The first newspaper we'll look at is the Daily Graphic. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, we have COVID-19 hikes debt service cost. Government re-strategizes for rebound. That's coming from the Deputy Finance Minister, Charles Dubois, and that story is on page 3. Farmer 53 kills wife 50, commits suicide. It's a really sad story there, and it's on page 16. MTN versus NCA, Communications Ministry welcomes court ruling. And that story is on page 16 of the Daily Graphic. Go on to the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have government to clamp down on witches camps. That story is on page 13, and that's great news. President cut sword for construction of phase 3 of 5-district water scheme at Adaklu. That story is on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times. We'll now go on to the Chronicle. Gangsters fire tear gas into chief's bedroom. Nana jumps from 3-story but rescued by police. His 8-month-old baby also thrown through the window. That's really sad, and we're glad that the police were there to help Nana from these thugs. Story on pages 2 and 3 of the Chronicle. We'll now go on to the New Crusading Guide. On the front page of the New Crusading Guide, we have Ochehene speaks out on Domfase land dispute. You can read more of those stories, and we have one more here. Ejapa deal will maximize returns on investment, Bono Public Policy Institute. We'll now take a look at our final newspaper. I'm talking about the Business Finder. Pensions, ICU rallies support for SNIT to enhance operations, beef up payments. That story is on page 2. Food prices to remain low. This is great news for all of us, and it's coming from Isoko. I don't know if any of you have bought tomatoes lately, but I bought 5 cedis of tomatoes this week, and I was blown away. I used to pay 20 cedis for that much tomatoes before. So I'm thankful that our food prices are going down, and I hope a lot of you will go out to shop this week and enjoy some great food. That story is on page 5. We'll now take a look at some online stories. So I'm going to read from citinewsroom.com. On citinewsroom.com, we have Dr. Antonio Seikoto makes case for retention of long-serving MPs in Parliament. So we featured him 2 days ago, actually, on Voters' Diary, and he made a very strong case on why we need to retain some of the long-serving MPs, especially since the first-timers may not necessarily know how things are done in Parliament. Awingobit promises to prioritize welfare of businesses if wins power on PNC ticket. Closure of air borders resulted in shutdown of airlines layoffs. That's coming from Kofi Ada, and he was on Point of View last night. No one will be left out in bailout for clients of defunct fund managers. That's coming from the SEC, and we will be taking a look at that shortly. $150 fee for COVID-19 test against World Health Organization regulation. Withdraw it now. It's coming from the Bureau of Public Safety, and we'll be taking a look at that story as well this morning. We'll now take a look at some business news from your most comprehensive business news portal, citybusinessnews.com. Ursula welcomes dismissal of MTN suit over market share regulation. Prioritize consumers' interest in balancing market share, Imani urges NCA. We've not exceeded our financing limit to the budget. That's coming from the BOG. Cocoa Board Institute measures to reduce losses after 2014-2015 shortfall. Coca-Cola Bottling Company Ghana to lay off workers as COVID-19 hits hard. This is really sad news here. If you have a family member who will be laid off, this is a time to really practice emotional intelligence and be there for them. It's a very difficult thing for employees to go through. We'll take a look at some more local news from myjoyonline.com. Neil Ante-Van-der Poy's assault is an example of Ghana's eroding democracy. That's coming from Festus Abwaje. We now go on to take some global news from BBC.com. On BBC.com, we have Africa Live. Kenya freezes assets of Al-Shabaab financiers. Of course, you can get all of your news from citinewsroom.com and all of your business news from citybusinessnews.com. And for all updates on coronavirus, you can go to citinewsroom.com/coronavirus. And don't forget that we have Voters' Diary for you Mondays to Fridays, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Citi 97.3 FM and 3 p.m. here on Citi TV. So you don't want to miss it because it is your choice. It is an interactive show, so wherever you are from, we want to hear from you. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to join the conversation. If you're on Facebook, you can just comment down below. If you want to reach us directly, our WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, just use the country code +233. I have been joined by Honorable Roxanne Nelson Dafiamepo, who's the MP of South Dai. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Well, tired, but okay.
Why are you tired?
Well,
it's just Thursday.
Yes.
Third day of the month.
Yes.
What's making you tired?
Work.
What are you working on?
Politics.
Oh gosh, yeah, it is draining, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's energy sapping.
So how do you what do you do to just relax and get the energy back when you're feeling
try
this
to
way?
read, go back to my law, read books.
Okay. Well, later on, David will walk us through grooming for middle-aged men. So I think you should probably take some notes. It might help. You look a little bit awake. I also have with me Nana Pong Dawa, who is the head of communications at the Ministry of Energy. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Are you tired as well?
No.
Not really. Why? We've had a very long year. I think it's okay for everyone to feel burnt out right about now.
No, we're not burnt out. It's public service, and we elected to do this. And there are consequences for inaction. And so we are motivated every day by the fact that we're delivering some services for the people of Ghana, and they count on us to do so.
Okay.
I'm very sure that if anything should happen right now, and I'm not up to beat on my job, it will lead to quite a lot of chaos and confusion. So every day we wake up knowing fully well that we signed up for this and we're ready for it.
Okay, so we'll take a look at our first story here. I'm going to read from citinewsroom.com, and it says here, no one will be left out in bailout for clients of defunct fund managers. That's coming from the SEC. So story here, no customers will be excluded in government's bailout package for persons whose funds have been locked up in the 53 defunct fund management companies since November 2019. This assurance was given by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Earlier indications suggested that customers of Black Shield Capital Management Limited and 3 other fund management firms would not benefit from the package because such companies were challenging the revocation of their license in court. This led to agitations among clients of the affected companies. Some of them picketed at the premises of the Ministry of Finance on September 1st, 2020. That was 2 days ago. But the SEC, in a statement on Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020, clarified that its earlier statement announcing the bailout package had been misinterpreted. So I'm going to quote what the SEC said. We wish to assure all affected clients that the government's bailout package is all-inclusive, provided claims have been validated and liquidation orders secured. The SEC reiterates the fact that there is no plan to exclude any group of customers, and as indicated in our last press release, the rollout of the government bailout will be done in phases. So they talk about how the first phase will cover clients of the 22 companies currently under official liquidation per court orders based on their validated claims. The official liquidator will communicate details of the payment processes to affected clients starting in September. The second phase will cover clients of the remaining companies after liquidation orders are secured. So they are leaving anyone behind. Nana Damwa, your thoughts on this? Because we know that some of the Black Shield and other companies went to the finance ministry to protest, and some of them were even picked up by the police. And finally, the SEC is responding to their concerns.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your viewers as well. It's a great morning. The weather is a bit sad. I don't know why, but
you don't like this weather? I like it. It's not too sunny. It's not too cloudy. It's just right in between.
It looks like it has a slight frown on its face. Sort of.
Ah, really?
Just saying.
Okay. Well, different perspectives.
Roxanne is not so happy, but
Are you checking the weather or?
There's similarities.
Continue with the SEC.
Of course, what's happening? Why should I be happy?
Okay, we're gonna go to, you're using your time to talk about the weather.
You brought gloom to this country.
And Roxanne's expressions.
The country is in a very gloomy
It's not your time yet, Roxanne.
But you opened the door.
Yeah, he's using his time to do this, so it's fine.
It's very interesting that Roxanne decides to go down that path. But you see,
can you imagine?
If he calls this gloom, then we should be grateful to God. If this is gloom, then I don't know what would have happened to the people of Ghana had the NDC remained in power after the 2016 elections. Let's bear in mind the fact that that was the biggest ever electoral defeat by a certain person.
We are still discussing SEC, and I would appreciate it because once your time is up, I won't let you go into this.
I don't have any
topic.
challenge. I'm making a point and I'll get there. Today, this issue we are discussing of the SEC and liquidation, among others, is purely as a result of only one thing, which occurred within the NDC regime: a lack of supervision of companies that the SEC was supposed to supervise. If they were up to beat on it, none of these things would have gotten to the extent to which they have gotten to. This government came in and said, okay, we are going to do what is right, we're going to do what is needed. Today we are being told all sorts of stories about how the NDC would have handled it differently. The unfortunate story is that they had 8 years to correct whatever, almost 4 years as vice president, 4 years as president. The mess he left us is what we are seeing today. Let us provide the clarification that the Bank of Ghana has reacted, saying that all the allegations that Black Shield is putting out to its customers are not true. It's interesting also that it appears that the customers of Black Shield are not necessarily holding the company Black Shield accountable for what has happened to their investment, but it is government that ultimately has to bear the brunt for some of these things. I therefore hope that we would all take it upon ourselves that if we know that we want to hold government accountable for some of these investments, then please, when government begins to issue warnings and speak, about happenings within the financial sector, investment sector, among others, let us also pay attention to it. What our commitment is clear. We are going to pay everybody. In fact, a lot of the payments have already been made. Yes, it's true. We cannot sacrifice the entire national cake on the investments of a few individuals because some persons who are supposed to supervise did not. So we are pacing it out at a rate where we can still continue with the developmental projects and meet the social protection measures that we put in place for ourselves, whilst ensuring that those who may have lost some money will still be paid. So yes, some of it has been paid in cash, some of it has been paid in bonds. It's interesting that the NDC, who had DKM happen under their watch, who had all of these other things happen under their watch, today have come out to say that they will pay. It's only two things that I deduce from that. Number one, they either see an economy that is so good that it will be able to take all of these payments on board and not have any issues at all, or they are just deceiving the people of Ghana.
But you see, the Bank of Ghana had perhaps waited till it's paid everybody off before NS Addison came out to say they've paid all their depositors, so that you create a perception that everyone is sorted, and then people will come out to say what's happening with us. Maybe that's what caused these, depositors of Black Shield panicking.
I don't think so. If I remember clearly, correct me if I'm wrong, the statement that was made was that about 95% of depositors had been paid, and there was a 5% gap that was left, which is the clarity that was sought. Again, it is
so you're saying that these guys belong to the 5%, that's it.
What's interesting to me is that the governor of the Bank of Ghana did not say that they paid everybody off. He said about 95% of
that was what he said.
Oh.
No, he did say 95%.
He said they said they paid every single.
They said 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, I read 95% as well, but we'll clarify that. But are you now saying that means phase one covered 95% of these guys, and phase two just covered
I'm speaking according to the brief I have, which came from and we are aware that the governor of the Bank of Ghana said that about 95% of depositors has been paid. You've also been upfront in several official government of Ghana documentation, where the finance minister, for example, said that some of the payment was going to be made in cash, and then the others with a 5-year bond. Today, as we speak, these things have been done. If you pay attention to the particular circumstance of Black Shield, you'd realize that even the server on which they stored their data was not retrieved until the 19th of August 2020, because for whatever reason it is, the managers of Black Shield were not making it available. It took a law enforcement agency to go in there and ensure that this server was procured. Why? How can you validate claims that are being made if you cannot see the source, which is the server? They can bring whatever documentation it is that they have, but the server will also track in real time the transactions that were done. That is one of the major ways in which you can validate some of these claims. If not, then are we going to perpetuate a situation of fraud or others? That is how come the Bank of Ghana, and again, the transparency and the accountability is also critical, because the Bank of Ghana has come out to explain the circumstances and give an account of how come the claims that are being made by Black Shield customers have not been totally validated. And I think that any objective person will therefore see that it is not realistic to expect that the Bank of Ghana would have finished making all of these validations by now. What is clear is that, one, there's a process for ensuring that liquid claims are validated and the validated claims are paid. It is in the interest of all of us that these validations are done, because if not, what stops any individual from inflating their claims and going for monies that they do not deserve? However, I am also comforted by the fact that today, the supervision of the Bank of Ghana, the Securities and Exchange Commission, among others, is top-notch. And hopefully, we will not get to see a situation like this ever again in our country.
Thank you very much. Honorable Roxanne, your thoughts on this? You know, last week came out with this concern for customers were not, and now SEC is responding that they will all be taken care of.
Yeah, it's, if a government decides by policy to collapse over 500 financial institutions by their own statement, that is gloom. The country will look like this.
But there were issues within that sector.
There's always issues in sectors.
And the regulators were supposed to ensure that these issues don't get to a point where local businesses will die down.
You collapse a bank and form another bank, and run the new bank through the same process.
Okay.
Ask them whether they are not giving bailout to CGB. Ask them.
Okay.
Whether they have established GATS to give money.
Consolidated.
Why? What I say?
It's CBG, not CGB.
It's fine. We get the point. We get what he's trying to say. Please don't interrupt him because he didn't interrupt when you were speaking.
So you see, this government, it's so insincere. Yes.
But what do you have to say about the people who are managing these banks and the way they behave? They didn't behave in the best interest of the depositors.
Over form. That is why we have our criminal laws.
Okay.
Deal with them. If they are found liable, deal with them in the law courts. Don't collapse the institutions. That is the point.
Okay.
You don't collapse businesses and turn around to say that you are creating businesses. They have no idea what they have done to this country.
Okay.
When people found companies and by their conduct have even misappropriated company funds, we have appropriate laws on our criminal statutes to deal with them.
What were the regulators doing at that time that they allowed this to get this far?
Deal with the regulators that you think didn't perform efficiently.
Why didn't you guys deal with the regulators at the time?
What were the reports? The reports came sometime 2015 that there were issues. So bailouts were given. And they giving bailouts. And they're giving bailouts under these circumstances. So how can you fault the NDC for giving bailout? And I even think that the use of the term bailouts in these circumstances is a misnomer.
How?
Misnomer because you are not giving the customers bailout. You have decided to freeze their funds with the institutions that you have, as a matter of policy, by stroke of pen, decided to collapse. So their monies are sitting with you. You are refunding the monies. And they have come up with convoluted arrangements to, for instance, give people 5-year bonds. Who wants to say, I want to have my money issued to me on a piece of paper called bond? I want my money back. And this is what the governor said last 2 weeks. He said, or last week, he said they have paid all bank customers 100%. They paid them.
Let me quote Dr. Ernest Addison.
And that's,
let me quote.
Let me make the point that you can verify.
He said 95%.
No,
he didn't say 100%.
That is what I'm saying. Let me make the point, then you can verify.
Okay.
Then he said they paid 95% of customers of savings and loans and microfinance. So it shouldn't hide under the 95.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I quote him now?
Please go ahead.
Okay, I'm reading from citynewsroom.com, and he said,
I pick my story from
the second phase of payment has to do with SDIs, savings and loans, and microfinance institutions, and in their case, more than 95% of depositors have been paid. So there's just 5% of depositors who have not been paid. So you're saying
what about the 100%?
There's no mention of 100%.
There's 100%.
Okay.
And there's 100%. And how to quote
directly.
Yes.
Okay, we need to confirm what you're saying. But you continue your point.
You go to my joy online on 25th day of August 2020.
Okay.
All customers of failed banks have been fully paid.
It didn't say 100%. Let's quote him directly. You're saying you're quoting him directly.
Yes.
You should have said 100%.
But that is 100%. What's the meaning of all?
No,
he didn't say some.
Okay, you continue.
Some
but
all
you
means
still don't have them
100%.
quoting 100%.
All means
you initially
100%.
said- Okay.
If you say some, then you can give us the percentages.
Okay.
He said some in the case of microfinance.
But do you have a quote that said 100%?
Yes.
Is
Hold
there a
on.
quote from him saying
this
100%?
is the headline. All customers of failed banks have been fully paid. 95% of savings and loans and microfinance customers paid. BOG governor. Now, the governor of the Bank of Ghana has stated that all customers of the 9 failed banks and over 95% of customers of specialized deposit-taking institutions which were affected by the banking sector cleanup have received their deposits. Dr. Ernest Addison said the first phase. So you are essentially reading the same material. The same material, because you read almost what I'm seeking to read.
But
the point I'm
Black
making,
Shields does not even fall under those banks.
Yes,
I hope
but
you get it. So
we are
they still
discussing.
fall under
Hold on.
the 95%.
We are discussing the whole gamut of the financial sector cleanup. If you come to my constituency in South Nine, I have 3 banks. No, I have 4 banks. One has been affected, which is the GN Bank. They downgraded GN from a bank to a savings and loans. And soon after they did that, they placed it in receivership. I have thousands of my constituents whose monies are locked up within the 2 branches that are located in South Dine.
Would you agree that they still fall under the 95%, not the 100%?
Jifa, they have not been paid.
Yes, but they still fall under the 5% that will eventually be paid.
You are now revising your note that now they fall under the 5%. And I'm saying that it is more than 5%.
And you were saying that they fell under the 100%, and I'm saying that they are part of
I am only saying, that you said you paid
95%.
No, you paid 100%
of the banks,
of customers of banks.
Yes.
At the time that my people, my constituents in Germany, in Chanakwe, in Peki, in Peve, when they deposited their money with GN Bank, it was a bank.
Okay.
At the time that you decided to kill the bank, it was a bank. Now, have they paid all the customers of GN Bank?
What is Black Shield?
Black Shield.
Yes. Is it a bank or is it a savings and loans?
It's a savings and loans.
Okay.
No.
Okay. It's a specialized deposit-taking institution.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now SEC is speaking. Now, if you listen to SEC carefully, they have not even begun the payments.
Okay.
All right. They are now assessing and trying to justify the claims. That is why they are assuring that nobody will be left out. So does it not defeat the statement from the BOG governor? It does.
I'm not making. I'm not connecting it.
Unless they can tell us that all the companies that SEC has been given funds to refund in these circumstances fall under the 5%. That the BOG governor indicated that we have only 5% outstanding. But you see, their own media budget is exposing them. In their own media budget review, you are saying that you have run out of funds. And so now you are asking the receivers to be able to pay when they recover monies under receivership. I can refer you to the particular paragraph in the media review budget.
Okay.
All right, so to sit here and say that you have paid everybody off, you have sufficient funds and paid everybody off, it's not entirely correct. It's not entirely correct.
Okay.
Now, Jifa, look, the financial cleanup sector, it's a serious matter. It's a serious problem and gloom that this government has brought onto this country. And so my brother Damwa can sit there and say the kind of things that he said. You've come to Parliament to borrow so much money, to pay, to refund monies to people. You take the money, go and put it in a bank, and now you are issuing bonds to people that in 5 years' time they should come back for their money. In the alternative, if you really want your money, go to some institutions and let them discount the money for you.
Okay. Well,
So
I'll allow you
these
finish your point, but we do have
these
to go
are
on a
very
quick break.
sorry.
You have to go on a quick break, then you finish your point. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Thank you very much. This is still Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. It is an interactive show, so wherever you are, we want to hear from you. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to join the conversation. Our WhatsApp line is 0550585832. We'll be right back.
The world is impossible without time. Time is endless motion. Make time work for you. Bet Planet. Time to bet.
Election 2020, Ghana makes a choice. Tracking and bringing reports of the presidential and parliamentary campaigns across the length and breadth of this nation.
Analyzing campaign activities and election data with our panelists on the Voters' Diary.
The Voters' Diary is the most factual, instructive, and balanced election 2020 analysis program on television.
The Voters' Diary every weekday on Citi TV from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Stay informed on all the relevant issues on election 2020.
Tune into the Voters' Diary. It's Ghana's choice.
Welcome back. This is still Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. It is an interactive show, so wherever you are, we want to hear from you. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to join the conversation, and our WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, the country code is +233. Before the break, we were discussing SEC coming out to say that no one will be left out in bailout for clients of defunct fund managers, and we're discussing Black Shield customers, agitating earlier this week, and SEC coming out saying they will all be covered. So I want Honorable to wrap up for us so that we move on to the next topic.
So Jifa, if Black Shield is in court contesting the withdrawal, to them, the unlawful withdrawal of their license is their legitimate right. Okay. So that is just by the by. So this attempt to every time roping John Mahama, he's had 8 years. Before the 8 years, the MPP also had 8 years. Didn't we have crisis? In fact, under them when he picked.
Yeah, but
they told us that as a country we don't have money at all.
But that was to help us economically. It wasn't such a bad. Some people will say
it was bad. It was bad to declare this country a hippie country.
Really?
It was.
Okay.
Extremely bad.
What made it so bad?
Why? Why would you do such a thing?
Okay.
Why would you come into government and say that we don't have money, so you are going to go to HIPIC?
Yes.
And you went to HIPIC.
As a result of that, were we able to get our economies back on track?
Who says that they couldn't have done that? What were the benefits that we got from HIPIC? What did they apply it for?
Let's move on.
So they also do things when they are in crisis, but they think that it should not be criticized when they do that. But when somebody else is in crisis and does that, then they think that you have had 8 years. Before the 8 years, you had 8 years.
Thank you very much. So I'll just allow Nana Jama to touch on this briefly, clarify some things, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
I am shocked at the sort of narration that I've heard this morning. It's clear that Roxanne may not have read the press release of the Securities and Exchange Council in full. But just to correct a few of the wrongful impressions that have been created. First of all, may I...
With all due respect to Nana, I have read the SEC press release. The point I made was that for me, it goes to suggest that the statement by the BOG governor, all right, that they are paid 100% of all banks, of clients of all banks, and so far 95% or more of all specialized deposit finance, savings and loans and microfinance companies. May not be entirely correct.
But BOG because, and SEC are two different.
Yes, but they classify. You see, in the mind, of the ordinary man, of the reasonable man in the street, a financial institution is a financial institution.
And I don't think so. I don't think we would decrease we can make assumptions for the ordinary man.
It is, and I further
viewers know better, so we can't differentiate.
And I further make the point.
Okay, I'll let him just.
And I further make the point that it is a misnomer.
Okay.
For government to refer to the monies they are refunding to customers as a bailout.
So I'll wrap you up now.
Not a bailout.
This is Nana Damo's time to respond. Please go ahead, Nana Damo, and please don't interrupt him again. Continue.
See, again, I'd say that I'm very shocked by the sort of narration that we are hearing this morning. First of all, I would want to point out that Roxanne is not contesting the fact that, as the SEC says, everybody will be paid. He's not contesting that. So it's factual that everybody will be paid and the processes and procedures have been laid out. That's the first one.
That is not factual. You are making a statement. That is futuristic.
Please allow him.
You have to do it for us to see that.
Let him make his point.
How is promise a fact?
Allow him make his point. Thank you.
May I supply him with information that, as of yesterday, the official liquidator, which is the Registrar General, has started making payments. And indeed,
you continue.
Some persons have
received their payments. Because we have to move on. We need to make progress.
And there is enough facts to establish that.
Okay.
Secondly, this issue about misnomer, now let's not focus on the little things. The big issue here is, how did we get to where we are? What are we doing about where we are? And how do we ensure that we do not get there again? One, how did we get to where we are? There was a leadership crisis at a point. Supervision failed under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama. That's a fact.
No such thing happened. You have been happening. You cannot prove it.
Secondly,
allow him
under the leadership of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and His Excellency Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, the facts are that we are validating the claims and we are paying. It is important for validation because you cannot allow fraud.
Yeah. And that is why 2 years to validate.
No problem.
2 years.
You were there. The problem happened. You did nothing about it.
The problem.
And we are now dealing with it. So that's the fact.
Thank you very much.
You continue validating.
Allow him make his point so that we make progress. We have to respect our viewers.
Now, we have also put in place measures and laws to ensure that these things do not happen again. Fact remains that, listen, you can do all the propaganda that you want, but the people of Ghana are grateful. You talk about banks that have been collapsed. Listen, not a single depositor has lost his funds. You wanted us to give money to the same people you gave money to, who ended up squandering it. So how long will we continue? If I have a business today and my business takes money from people and it fails, will the government of Ghana step in and come and give me money to pay? No, they won't. But for some reason, they found it prudent. They did it the first time in excess of 600 million sometimes for some individuals, and they spent those monies again. And you want us to continue giving those same individuals those? No. Nobody has lost his money. Those banks, yes, for their, and you see, I'm sorry, but he's a lawmaker. He knows very well that when they make laws governing banks, there are penalties involved, which makes sure that if you do not follow the procedures you are supposed to follow, then your banks have to be closed down. You see, therefore saying that we should have sidestepped those laws. It doesn't help. That's why I'm saying that I am shocked at the sort of narration that I'm hearing. Facts are facts. Facts are sacred. John Mahama's leadership failed the people of this country.
Thank you very much. I have to move on now. Our next story we are going to take from citynewsroom.com. It says here $150 fee for COVID-19 test against World Health Organization regulation. Withdraw it now. That's coming from the Bureau of Public Safety. So the Bureau of Public Safety is calling on the Minister of Health, Kwekwajiman Menu, to immediately withdraw the $150 charge for COVID-19 tests at the Kotoka International Airport. The Managing Director of the Ghana Airport Company Limited, Yao Kwakwa, on Monday, the 31st of August, announced that passengers who come into the country through the Kotoka International Airport will be compelled to undertake a mandatory COVID-19 testing at a fee of $150. But according to the Bureau of Public Safety, the charge is a grave violation of Part 7 of the International Health Regulations. So that's the 2005 one. The Bureau of Public Safety in a letter to the Health Minister dated Wednesday, September 2nd, demanded the immediate withdrawal of the fee. So I'm going to quote what they said. Withdraw with immediate effect the $150 testing fee per traveler completely. The Bureau of Public Safety further urged the Ministry of Health to direct the Ghana Health Service to, quote, maintain a 72-hour prior take-off travel testing requirement and enforce a 14-day mandatory self-isolation regime for passengers arriving without a PCR test taken within the last 72 hours. And of course, the Deputy Health Minister, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, justified the $150 fee. So I'm going to quote what he said on Point of View last night. So Dr. Okoboy says the $150 fee for COVID-19 clarifies it a bit for us. The Deputy Health Minister, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, has justified the $150 fee charged for COVID-19 tests at the Kotoka International Airport. I'm going to go on and just quote what he said on the breakfast show, Citi Breakfast Show on 97.3. We've heard comments which suggest this is a rapid test and rapid tests are cheap and all that. It's true, most rapid tests are cheap because they go in for antibodies. Before you even develop an antibody, it takes between 2 to 3 weeks minimum to have them in your blood, in your system, and by that time your viral presence would have gone, and whoever you would have come across, you would have already infected that person. So he goes on to talk about the PCR test and it not being expensive because even our neighboring countries are charging more than we are charging as a people. He quotes Zimbabwe, for example, where people would have to pay $210 for the test. So I will allow you to speak on this, Nana Damoa, and then we'll go on to Roxanne. Some people have shared concerns that perhaps government should have been a bit more transparent with why we are paying $150 and that in other countries that price is much lower.
Per the narration that you just gave, I'm not sure which countries you're referring to as
people spoke about India, even Rwanda, other countries that are not charging that much. Actually, there's a chart flowing on social media comparing
I'd like to
countries.
see that. But the second thing is that, for example, in Nigeria, where the test is said to be about $130, you would notice that because of the period that the test takes before you see the results, you actually have to go and lodge at a hotel. And the cost of that would also, so to be fair, you need to do an addition of the two costs before you can finally end up at the real cost that you're paying. So let's assume that you stay at a hotel and you even pay $100 a day and you end up with 2 or 3 days. Add that to it and you are somewhere in the region of almost $500. The concern that the Bureau of Public Safety is raising is that this offends the international health rules or regulations. Well, it is noteworthy that it is not a situation that is peculiar to Ghana. For some reason, if indeed their concerns are true, and I'm just being too careful with my choice of words because I do not want to be seen as being too quick to rubbish the concerns of civil society. But if their concerns are true, then it raises a question as to the understanding of the rules generally among countries of the world. Because as can be seen, Ghana is not a standalone situation when it comes to charges for these tests across the board. Indeed, almost every country is charging it. So if their concerns are true, if their concerns are valid, and I'm no expert to make a value judgment on these things, then as government has always done, it will look at it, it would evaluate it and come up with the appropriate response, as we have always done. The critical thing for us, however, is that all of this falls within the domain of public safety. This government has remained committed to protecting the people of Ghana in all circumstances. In this COVID-19 period, at several points in time, we've had cause for concern. People have raised issues about the data, whether it is true or otherwise. But today, we will all admit that active cases are declining.
Yes.
And that is factual.
But the concerns they have has to do with International Health Regulations 2005, which states that except for travelers seeking temporary or permanent residence, no charge shall be made by a state party for any medical examination provided for in the International Health Regulations or any supplementary examinations which may be required by that state party to ascertain the health status of the traveler examined for the protection of the public health. So what that means is if someone is not coming into this country to seek temporary or permanent residence, we shouldn't charge them for these things.
Let's and this is just my layman's opinion. Read that part where it said provided for by the something regulations.
Provided for in the international health regulations.
Off the top of my head, what I can think about is the coronavirus, the COVID-19, is a novel disease. So unless there was some miracle, I don't see how that would have been listed under the whatever provisions that was made in 2005.
So you think maybe the World Health Organization should update?
I don't know whether the World Health Organization should update or otherwise. But I'm just saying that even sitting here, from my layman's point of view, it's very obvious to see how it is not possible for COVID-19 to have been, listed under that very provision that they speak of. Again, most importantly, Ghana is not the only country that is involved in this. So it is not an issue where authorities in Ghana are engaged in some wrongdoing or illegality.
But just because other countries are doing it, does not necessarily mean it's right.
That's not the challenge at all. I'm raising a question of the understanding of the regulations that the Bureau of Public Safety is citing. Because globally, the understanding is that it can be done. That is how come a lot of countries are doing it. So if the Bureau of Public Safety is raising these concerns, it's good. Government has and will continue to look at it, as it has done with all concerns that are raised by civil society organizations. But it is important to point out that it is not an issue where the government of Ghana is engaged in some wrongdoing or illegality per what is going on. We are not a standalone country, and that's understandable. The issue of costs can be dealt with. I have said that per the list that Dr. Okoboy cited, for example, it is only Nigeria that happens to have been charging a little less than Ghana. But in the case of Nigeria, if you pay $130 for your test, you would then have to stay in a hotel and pay all the bills before the test results come. If you are test negative, then you go. So to get a true determination of the amount of money involved, you would have to do an average of the hotel bills and add it, and it will go beyond the 150. It will clearly end you somewhere in the region of $500 thereabouts. So that's a fact.
Thank you.
I am just saying again, and it's worthy of mention, that this government has acted at all times with dispatch to protect the sanctity of the state called Ghana and its people. That's a fact.
Thank you very much, Senator Moore. Honorable Okameko, and I see you are looking at the list that's floating on social media, so I'm sure you're going to refer to it. It has to do with the prices being charged in other countries.
It's shocking to hear Nana say that as a government we are in breach of the international health regulations.
That's what I said.
No, that isn't what he said.
That is what he said.
Let's not paraphrase him wrongly.
I am not paraphrasing wrongly.
What did I say?
Okay.
I am saying that he says that Ghana is not the only country in breach.
Ghana is not the only country.
So what did you say?
Okay, let me repeat what I said.
Yes.
First of all, I said that per the very law that they are quoting, they mentioned 2005 and mentioned that a provision has been made. And I'm saying that it is impossible that COVID-19 would have been
which
listed.
is not even true. If you read it, it's not true.
So read it. I will challenge you.
Can we put it up on the screen?
I'll challenge you. No problem. But once it gets to the point of interpretation, what you have said.
So are you in breach or you are not in breach?
So that part 4, point of entry, it says ensure all let me get close to it. Ensure all capacities set forth in Annex 1 for designated points of entry are developed within the time frame provided in paragraph 1 of Article 5 and paragraph 1 of Article 13. So it goes on to say, identify the components. I'm sorry, I can't read because it's far from the screen, but our viewers can read because I'm far from it.
So exactly. Now the point I'm trying to make, which is challenging me on, is that it mentions clearly a list. Now bear in mind the fact that this was done in 2005, and I am saying that unless by some stroke of miraculous genius, it would have been impossible for anybody to have included COVID-19 testing in 2005. So I'm saying that rightly it gets into the purview of interpretation. And once it gets into the purview of interpretation, you may have one interpretation as the Bureau of Public Safety has clearly identified. And the countries around the world, governments around the world, have also had a different interpretation to this issue. If they are saying that they are taking their concerns up, clearly government will listen. And they have even mentioned that they will take it up to previous levels. However, the mistake we all shouldn't make is to do what Roxanne is attempting to do on this show and say that some illegality has been committed, knowing very well that it has not been established, first of all, that an illegality in the first place has been committed. They have a different interpretation. Fair enough. Governments around the world, not Ghana alone, that's the point I sought to emphasize. Governments around the world also have a different interpretation. You have a list, and to be fair to the listeners, mention the countries around the world per that list that are also charging fees. It gets to a point of interpretation, and so that is fair. But do not say that government has been engaged in an illegality. That's the point I'm making.
Please continue, Honorable.
Have you read the regulation? The regulation says that you only charge for this test for persons who are seeking temporary stay
or permanent residence. Does it refer to
not for all
pandemics?
No, not for all travelers. Why? If you look at the schedule, it takes care of pandemics. They are providing for a health situation. What we find ourselves in is a health situation.
Yes.
But
no country prepares for a pandemic.
No. Who says we've suffered pandemics?
Okay. Of this nature?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? Who can say that SARS or Ebola is not of this nature?
Okay. In Ghana?
Yes, of course. Why didn't we prepare for Ebola when there was an outbreak in the sub-region?
Okay.
So it's just the protocol. It's the protocol.
Okay.
He's saying, or the agency is saying that per Article 40, Paragraph 1A, okay, of the International Health Regulation, promulgated in 2005, what the measures. You see, you must listen to them. The measures that the government has instituted presently at Kotoka. All right, please.
I allow you.
You've had enough time.
And
you've had enough time.
I'm coming. Just for clarity. Just for clarity. Now listen, this is what they are saying. I'm reading from the Bureau of Public Safety's own letter.
Yes.
Inter alia. This is what they say. Part 4 of the International Health Regulations, 2005, which states inter alia that, I'm reading.
Well, he's reading the release.
Except for travelers seeking temporary or permanent residence. All right? No charge shall be made by a state party for any medical examination provided for. Emphasis here. Hold on. Any medical examination provided for in the IHR. Here's the point.
Exactly.
Therefore, there's an IHR which has a list.
Yeah.
Now, that list, should I know what I'm saying? That it becomes an issue of interpretation.
Okay.
Do you want to make this point?
You've made that point already.
Because he sought to go around.
I am not going around. I am reacting to the things you have said.
He sought to go around.
You've clarified your point.
You've spoken for almost 30 minutes on this matter.
Except travelers seeking temporary or permanent residence. He sought to use that as a caveat to go around the fact that there's a list.
Let me make my point.
Make your point.
So, in the schedule, pandemics are provided for.
Sure.
All right. So,
Roxanne, sure.
Oh, please.
The
agency is saying that the measures presently instituted by this government breaches this regulation.
Housing industry.
Of course, I know.
And the need for people to get back to their normal lives.
Yes,
isn't that enough justification?
Tell us. The government.
They did say that even if you test negative, they will cover that cost for you to
They've come to Parliament to collect billions. All right?
Yes.
To manage the pandemic. So when you are departing from a policy, when you're operating, you know, because of this policy.
This rather save us money?
Because of this policy, EIs have been promulgated, making breach of non-observance of the mandatory policies an offense under our criminal laws. So when, as a government, you are departing materially, markedly from that approach, you must justify.
You don't think they've given
no justification? They only said that they are opening the airport, and these are the measures. Government should tell us that because of the impact of this in terms of economics and all that.
I think the president did say that on
Sunday. He didn't
Sunday.
say what figures were given out. What figures?
And last night on Point of View, they came back to even explain.
Don't speak for the government. They never said anything.
Okay,
they only said that they are opening the airport.
Okay, that's fine.
They are closing the borders.
So
hold on. Yes, they are closing the land borders.
Okay,
they are opening the airport and just one airport.
Okay.
And these are the measures.
Okay, so
we are saying that even
land borders, please continue.
At every point in time, we need to simulate and look at the situation. The most important thing is the ability to contain and control. We have done simulations and realized that at the airport we can control the numbers, we can effectively test and ensure that the numbers that are coming in are contained and reliable. There are two major things we are trying to do. One, we are trying to get live to
the argument is about cost. It's not about numbers. Don't let it settle on numbers. It is about cost.
We're trying to get live to go back to normal. But as well, we are mindful of the fact that we could have spikes. And so containment is critical. We have noticed that within the airport environment, it is controllable. We have enough containment measures and enough steps and checks among others to ensure that we're able to do that. If we open the land borders, however, as at this moment, we haven't been able to figure out an effective way of being able to do that. And so in as much as we continue to try out other scenarios,
that is the incompetence you bring to bear on the management of this matter.
Give us your alternatives. Give us your alternatives as an opposition. But the reality
that's how we contain Ebola. Ebola never entered Ghana.
But the reality is that Ebola was never a worldwide pandemic.
Why? But it was a West African.
At the end of the day, how many
is the head of communications for the Ministry of Energy. Thank you, Nana Damwa. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
West African.
The world is impossible without time. Time is endless motion. Make time work for you. Bet Planet. Time to bet.
There is nothing as hard as a diamond. For buildings with superior strength that withstand all weather conditions, Diamond Cement should be your preferred choice. Locate Diamond Cement nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady and Bupe. Diamond Cement, as hard as a diamond.
I accepted a proposal of a guy who is 12 years older than me, and after about a month, he's asking us to face reality and just be friends. His excuse is that he's feeling the pressure to get married soon, while I still have more years ahead of me before I get married. We spoke about this age issues on several occasions before he officially proposed, so I'm wondering why he's using that as an excuse now. I feel there's more to it, but he says that's the only reason. Please help me figure this out. Thank you and God bless.
Trying to figure out what his problem is.
I think within a month, if he feels, Charlie, I mean, like you said, from the conversation, maybe you realize, it's not working out.
In this Ghana, who gives men pressure to get married? That kind of serious pressure that they can't think.
Sisters, proudly brought to you by Vodafone Ghana. The future is exciting. Ready?
Election 2020, Ghana makes a choice. Tracking and bringing reports of the presidential and parliamentary campaigns across the length and breadth of this nation.
Analyzing campaign activities and election data with our panelists on the Voters' Diary.
The Voters' Diary is the most factual, instructive, and balanced election 2020 analysis program on television.
The Voters' Diary every weekday on Citi TV from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Stay informed on all the relevant issues on election 2020.
Tune into the Voters' Diary with Ghana's Choice.
I've never seen a girl like you. I swear you're too fine, baby. The looks in your eyes to tell that you're my morning star, I swear. I never knew that we could make it this far, cause I'll be the one who's making all the little troubles. Tell it to you now, proud of you, my girl. I just wanna say I'm in love with you. With you, nothing go put us under, nothing go put. I'm in love with you, baby. With you, baby, nothing go put us under, nothing go put. Every time I cheat, now you forgive. But every time we fight, I meet a call. But every time I grind, you pray. Boy, you love me so. I was a killer with a hard figure. Love catch me, I don't sober, don't sober. This thing is a strong thing. This thing is strong. I don't know what you send me. Bad boy, now I see love melts me. I don't know what in this girl do me. She do me. She got a kiss to my heart. I'm in love with you, baby. With you, yeah. Nothing could put us under. Nothing could put us on. I'm in love with you, yeah. With you, baby. Nothing could put us under. Nothing could put. I've never seen a girl like you. I swear you too fine, baby. The looks in your eyes, it tells that you're my morning star, I swear. I never knew that we could make it this far, cause I'll be the one who's making all the little troubles. Tell it to you now, proud of you, my girl. I just wanna say I'm in love with you, yeah. With you, baby. Nothing could put us under, nothing could put us on. I'm in love with you, yeah, yeah. With you, yeah. Nothing could put us under, nothing could put. Yeah. Every time I cheat, now you forgive. But every time we fight, I mean the cause. But every time I grind, you pray. Why you love me so? Was a killer with a hard figure. Love catch me, I don't sober, don't sober. This thing is strong thing. This thing is strong. I don't know what to send me. Bad boy, now I see love melts me. I don't know what in this girl do me. She do me. She got a kiss to my heart. I'm in love with you. with you. Nothing go put us under, nothing go put us. I'm in love with you, yeah. With you, baby. Nothing go put us under, nothing go put us under.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and Star Times box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Imagine if you can get all the understanding on some of the difficult subjects you struggle with in school. As a student, do you feel dissatisfied with how hard it is to figure out the subjects you're learning? Or as a parent or guardian, do you worry that your child is struggling to understand some of the subjects in school? Well, now you don't need to sign up for extra lessons or tutors. Simply tune in to Class Act, Mondays to Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. on Citi TV. Class Act is a show that seeks to enable senior high school students gain a much better understanding of what they learn in school. All you need is a TV, a chair, your notebook, and your pen. Get clarity on subjects such as maths, English, IT, and science. Class Act airs every Monday to Thursday at 5:30 p.m. on Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. Don't forget your pens, pencils, and your notebooks and tune in to Class Act only on Citi TV.
Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily on Citi TV, and I asked you guys earlier to guess David's age because he's walking us through grooming for middle-aged men. I didn't even know he was a middle-aged man. What does that even mean in our generation? Keep those guesses coming with the hashtag Breakfast Daily and also line 0550585832. And we have a special gift for the person who guesses it right. So, David, what's the secret? How do you stay young?
Okay, so let me take my mask off. Show off. Let me take off my mask first. So basically, I mean, I do believe that, you know, there's a fair amount of genetics involved.
Okay.
You know, so if God has blessed you with a good set of genes from both parents, I mean, it's not something you can necessarily brag and boast about. But I learned something from a wise man one day, and he said something to me, this is years back. He said, if the good Lord gives you 90 years, what condition will you be in when you get there?
You can get to 90.
You can get to 90, but you'll be totally miserable, broken, and you can't move. You're depending on everybody to help you out. And I've seen 90-year-olds who still go for walks every morning.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where the choice comes in. Okay, so some people are like, oh, let me just do whatever, you know, or die be die, you know, we'll die anyway, so just live anyhow and do whatever you want. Yeah, I know, right?
We're not doing that.
You know,
so
that
we have things on the table.
Yes.
What do we have here?
So,
for those of you who do not look like David and you are younger than him, this is a time to put out the pen and paper and make notes.
Yeah, so basically what it is that I try to do every morning and without fail is make sure that my supplements, I don't have all of it here.
Okay.
Vitamin C is core.
Okay.
Okay, because vitamin C is an antioxidant. It's also good for repairing the body and all that. So you need vitamin C. Basically, everybody needs vitamin C, and not only when you're not well. Okay,
so
when
you
you're
need
not,
to make it a habit.
It has to be something that you're doing regularly. Okay. So of course, and if you look at the bottle, it always says, the container always says recommended daily value, right?
Yeah.
Those recommended daily values are meant for when you're actually feeling normal, feeling well. Okay, that's the recommended daily value. Now, the reason why supplements are important is because, and by the way, some people will be wondering that, I mean, he's not a nutritionist or anything, so why is he talking
But it's about time we take charge of our lives.
But I did study biochemistry with the food science option, you know,
So
in tech, so
you
I understand some of these things, yes. So the reason why we need to ramp up generally across board on supplements is that, let's say, take 1,000 years ago, right? The quality of soil that we had and nutrients in soil that we had has diminished massively over the years. Okay, and so what the quality of uptake that the plants also take up has also diminished, which means that the quality of nutrients in food that you're putting on the plate has also reduced. You know,
so you definitely need.
But our body's demands have not changed. We still need what we needed in Adam's day. You know, so we need to beef up, you know, through supplementation.
What other supplements do you take aside
from
vitamin C?
I'm not necessarily trying to big up any particular brand, but I do multivites. Okay, so you can use Centrum, you can use Wellman capsules, you know, whichever. I think it's important to beef up on your supplements, and multivites are very, very important. The reason is that, again, like I said, your nutrition, you're taking, let's say, carrots, and you're looking for vitamin A, right? The amount of vitamin A you'll get from carrots that you're compared to what you're supposed to get every day, you probably have to eat a bag full of carrots. And you can't do only carrots. You know. So that's why supplements are important.
We do have a grooming video that we want our viewers to take a look at. So
which of them are we looking at?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So it's a surprise.
Let's take a look at it.
All right, so we're going to talk about facials this evening and how to give yourself a good face cleanse on a regular, and then also you want to do something maybe once a week or so to use some facial scrub to actually get into the pores of your skin. Ideally, if you're going to use a soap to cleanse your face, you need something that has moisturizing qualities. So what I have here is something from Kadia. It's a black soap, specifically with bergamot. So some of the things that it has in here, potash extract from cocoa, palm kernel oil. It also has distilled water in here. Then there's also shea butter, and shea butter, I live by shea butter. Neem oil, bergamot oil, peppermint oil. All these things are good, you know, things for ingredients for your skin. So basically, what I do is to apply. Get a bit of it in here, rub it in, and then you know, get it into my face. Now, ideally, you want to don't do this. Okay, you want to do this with the tips of your fingers. All right, just massage it in all over your face. Just massage it in. Take your time and massage it in. And pamper your skin. All right, don't rush it. Don't splodge it all over your face, you know. And then notice the concentric circles that I'm doing around my face. Okay, I'm going around in circles. Now the idea of this motion is that the fingers are moving up into the side and up into the side. If I come down to my cheeks, what happens here? Okay, so I'm moving up and pushing my skin upwards. Okay, as opposed to doing this. Right, when you do this, you're pulling your skin down. When you do this, you're pushing your skin up. So you want to do this, it's important. So just, you know, gently, and don't force it, right? Do it all over your face, And those of you who have beards, if you have a beard, you want to rub it into your beard. Okay. Ideally, you should use warm water. Okay. So I have some warm water already prepped here. Now, you don't want to use scalding hot water because you will not be comfortable and you hurt yourself. And you also don't want to use cold water because it closes your pores. So warm water, slightly warm water, it will open up your pores. Okay. And just, wash it off nicely. Okay. Okay. Now, once a week, I do it once a week, so I just suggest once a week. Some people want to do it twice a week, but I don't think it's important to do it too often. Try and get in a scrub. Okay, a scrub. So I have a facial scrub here. I'm going to do that. And by the way, when you're using a towel, dab your skin. Okay, don't do this thing that men typically do. This is what we all grew up doing it. This kind of thing, very aggressive, abrasive. Dab your skin. All right. So I have a facial scrub here. This is also from Cadia. It has moringa in it. Now the facial scrub has sugary. It's actually sugar crystals, but with moringa in it and a lot of other ingredients as well. Let me see what are some of the other ingredients. So it's cane sugar, and then we have sweet almond, coconut oil, moringa, and vitamin E in here. So what it's basically going to do for you if you do this once a week, and by the way, you need to wash your face first on the day you're going to do it. You take a little bit of it, okay, put it in your palm, and again, rub it on your skin. So what it does is that this is the process called exfoliation. So it's actually removing dead skin cells from your skin. All right. Remember the motion. Again, try to go in this fashion where you're pulling up your skin rather than pushing it down. So you notice that on the right side of my face, I go in one direction, left side, I go in the opposite direction. Okay. All right. So you can leave it for a little bit. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to wash it straight off, and it will help us to keep looking young and fresh. All right.
That's just a glimpse of what it takes to look as good as David. Wow. I mean, I kid you not, David, our floor manager, and Evans were like, we've never done this in our life. and I think I wanted to say, probably you guys should start doing it.
well, the thing is that it's not, everything has to be deliberate. Things don't just happen out of the blue. And I think that, like I said, the wise man who told me that, made that statement, it's like you have been given something by God. What about what would you do with what you were given, right? Yeah. So then the other aspect of it, so
you have your vitamin C, you have your lotion, so vitamin C for inside, and then outside.
Taking care of your skin.
Okay.
And then water, absolutely important. Okay, you need to do a minimum of eight
of this
glasses.
Okay.
So that's 4 of these.
Okay.
Every day.
Wow.
4 of these every day. Okay, or 4 sachets of water every day.
Wow, we have some messages because you're going to walk us through some more things, but I want to read. Kwame Taste from our flower says, you guys are very cute and awesome. Just want to send a message to all my folks in Ghana, especially Aflao. I think Kweku is between 30 to 35 years. Okay. Abdul Razak says, he still looks younger, but I think 39 would do. Good morning. I guess the young and beautiful black man is 32. I'm guessing this is a woman who said that. David is between 45 to 46 years old. My name is Alex from Burma Camp. Hello, good morning. I am Sir Wisdom, all the way from Ahafo in Totroso. I say David is 48 years old. This is not negotiable. Okay. David Kofi from Asham and Newtown says, I think he's 40 years old. God bless you and keep you strong and young forever. Thank you guys for a great job that you do. Stella from Tamale says, David's age is 47. Okay, guys, keep those guesses coming. Someone says early 30s. I'm going to say late 30s, mid 40s. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily and WhatsApp line 0550585832. But most importantly, if you are younger than David and you look older than him, you want to take notes. What else do we do to stay young?
Finally, I think that the more important thing that that we need to remember is exercise.
Yeah.
What we refer to as cardio.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as you get older, your muscles get weaker, so you need to do resistance training, which is for strength of your muscles. Okay. So things like squats. Right now, resistance training. If I want to show this, you don't. So if you want to do proper, proper resistance training, what you need to do with your squats, for example.
I'll just take this for you.
Okay, thank you. If you want to do proper resistance training, what you do is with the squats. Okay, you got to hold the position. Okay, and say what? How long are we holding this for?
5 seconds. I'm lazy.
20 seconds, 1 minute, whatever. Now that's. Okay, you want that, it's what is referred to as an isometric exercise, so you don't move, right? So that's one. The other one also is you want to do your movement, so you're going to create a lot of lactic acid buildup in your muscle, which is going to generate a lot of heart pumping and so on. So, you do your workout, make sure you're going through the entire, okay, so you need to sit low and come all the way up. Sit low and come all the way up. Don't cheat by doing this. all right? So
I think I'll just throw it to you, to the viewers. Go for it.
Okay,
so it's your floor now.
So you're trying to look at the body parts. So lower body, that's what you do for your legs. Then your core is right here. Okay, this is the critical part that holds your entire body. All right, so if this is weak, your body is weak. All right, so your core, one of the good core exercises to do is planks. All right, so you hold that there, and as you get fitter, you can hold it for longer. Currently, I think the longest I've done it for is like 5 minutes. So you can hold it. That's a straight plank. You can do plank workouts like this. Okay. All right, that's one. Then you can also do side planks. All right, so side planks, you can do this. Then that builds this muscle here. Do the other side. Okay, builds the muscles there. Then you want to do upper body. Okay, so upper body, now we're going to do press-ups for the upper body. Go as close to the floor as you can. You want to try and create almost like a flat board effect on your back. So your arms and your back should be flat like that. Okay, and then come up. So these exercises create strength. So strengthen your upper body, strengthen your core, strengthen your lower body. And then for strong cardio, you want to do things like jumping jacks. All right, so jumping jacks are great for the heart. Okay, you can do 100 a day, 200 a day, how many ever that you can manage. These are good for the heart. Okay, so that's one good cardio. You can also do burpees. Burpees are that, jump, that, jump. You can go through all of that. So there's a few exercises, Jafar, that you can go through.
Wow.
To keep yourself.
I think we should put it to the test and have our cameraman Ben try it out for the beginners.
Yeah, so
young men who are beginning. So Ben is gonna join us and try to do one.
Why does Ben come over?
Ben.
Oh, Ben doesn't want to come over.
Just so the beginners can see.
So your water, very important. I've just mixed that with vitamin C, and then keep yourself hydrated.
Wow, this looks like a lot. But I do think we need to teach beginners how to start. So at least Ben can do the push-up once for the beginners, and then we see how it's done. So Ben, come on in, come in. Let's
Push-up for beginners.
Let's teach the younger, the new people.
If you struggle to do
how to do
the full length, yeah,
come.
All right, so I'm sure you can do a full push-up, right?
Let's do a push-up.
Yeah, so let's do a few push-ups together. Let's go together.
Just so beginners know.
Okay, so let's go. How many are we going? All right, let's do this. Yeah.
See, you can do it. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can do forever.
So if you're home, you know that you can do it. Okay.
He's fit. He's in good condition.
How old are you, Ben? Ben is not even your age yet. He can do it. So if Ben can do it, we can all do it.
Yeah.
You know, Parker was like, thank God she didn't mention my name. Thank God she didn't mention my name. But David, for the men who are now starting, how do you make this a habit?
Well,
I'll take your breath first.
I always say start small. Okay, it's important. If you rush into it, you hurt yourself, you'll give up. You don't want that.
Yeah.
So I actually do. I have a 30-minute routine that I do every morning. I realized that when I was younger, you could go harder and faster, and nothing happens to you.
Okay.
You know, you're enjoying it and everything else. Then, as you get older, you realize that the same things you used to do, which were easier, now suddenly you're getting pains in your knees and all of that.
Wow.
So the adjustment is to, first of all, make sure your shoes are soft, padded inside.
Okay, so you need the right shoes.
Yes, you need the right shoes.
Okay.
Because if you are jumping up and down, you don't want a jarring effect. Because the pressure comes all the way into your knee. Okay, so and then it starts to affect the joints.
Okay.
Your ankles, your knees, you know, so
if you're feeling those pains, maybe because you're wearing the wrong
probably wearing the wrong shoes. Okay, that could be one. The other thing could also be that maybe you're rushing it too much, right? So slowly, because the joints get oiled by slow movement. Okay, so you slowly warm up and then get into it. Now I've had my workout this morning, so I can easily go for this already. So my muscles are warm enough, my joints are warm enough. But if you're starting, just wake up from bed, you need to do a warm up and slowly warm yourself into the workout.
Wow. I mean, listen, I think Paco and I will try it one of these days and see how it's done for the average person. But thank you so much, Kweku, for walking us through it. Vitamin C, you need your supplements.
And other supplements.
And other supplements as well, multivitamins. KDIA to look gorgeous.
I love my shea butter.
Lots and lots
really
of water.
Good for the skin.
And then the face scrub has the moringa and everything else. So go on to KDI's place, get their stuff, and please work out, okay? Work out.
At least 30 minutes a day.
Want to miss it. We have
3
a show
times a week
on Citi TV on Sundays that you don't want to miss. So you can come on to Citi TV Sundays and then you can join us for the workout.
Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings.
So both days you can catch it. So wake up early, follow it, and work out. Okay, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Comprehensive news. The Citi Newsroom at 8 p.m. on Citi TV is your most engaging news bulletin on TV.
It's a very that's too bad. The youth are still throwing stones. They are still throwing stones here into our direction. And can I come in? I want to come in. Okay.
telling your stories better with correspondence covering every corner of the country.
Getting access to potable water is a daily struggle for residents of Kakichekopi and Balekopi communities in the Ada East district of the Greater Accra region.
Citi Newsroom at 8 p.m. Very fluent with issues that concern you.
This is quite a car for Mr. Rabbi. Someone is in a bread. Told you kind of a 1 week. What do you say?
Is it unfair? What all this? What all this? We are dying! We are dying! We are dying for chocolate!
With Citi Newsroom, your community is now connected.
In this our community, all of us, we are very sorry about this school. If we went to see the children, they are so small. Even my grandchildren are there. My grands outside there. If they come out from the school, I have to do.
Every day at 8 p.m., Citi Newsroom is live on Citi TV.
Telling Ghana's business stories, Citi TV brings you a dedicated business news bulletin that showcases the business temperature of the country in one go. The business dashboard, the markets, industry, and policies that affect the way we do business. All covered in one bulletin. The business dashboard, 7 p.m. every weeknight on Citi TV.
Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily, and from staying young to innovating the things we have around us so that we spice up the things that we eat. Creative Lifestyles today, we're going to put an interesting twist on Gari, and we have the best person to do that for us. Talking about Sandra Fafali Amola, who is the CEO of the Gari Boutique. Throughout our conversation, if you have any questions for her, maybe you want to do your own type thing with other things we have in the country, just let us know. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, the country code is +233. Good morning, Fafali.
Good morning, Jifa. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
Where did you get this crazy idea? Because we all know Gari is just one way, and then you mix it your own way and call it a day.
Well, yes, it seems a bit crazy, but it's actually not new because I discovered this from the village.
Really?
Yes.
What did they do in the village, and what village were you? Because we all need to go there for some inspiration.
So yes, this idea was actually birthed at the Gari Festival, which is celebrated in Ehi in the Volta region.
Okay.
So it's called Galiza.
Okay.
So on one of such visits, like it was actually my first time going there and then finding that, wait a minute, like Gari is done into this and nobody has heard of it. Yeah. What's happening here? Okay, so somebody needs to take this to the next level. And voila.
Woke up to the occasion. What do we have here? We need to take our time and go through the different varieties of Gari we have on this table.
Yes, so the Gari Boutique is offering you variety. So like you have a whole lot to choose from. So we begin with there's like sweet potatoes flavored Gari.
What?
Yes, sweet potatoes flavored Gari.
Where do you even get the sweet potatoes flavor from?
So you actually just, Gari is made from cassava.
Yes.
Like purely cassava.
Yes.
So instead of using just cassava, just add sweet potatoes, like the actual tubers, to the cassava and grate them. And it comes out tasting like sweet potatoes.
Wow. So if you want some eba but with a twist of sweet potatoes,
exactly.
You got it.
Yes.
Okay. Next one.
Then we have purple potatoes.
Purple potatoes?
Yep. And this isn't even colored. It's not colored. Like we have purple potatoes. Like God created purple potatoes. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So not only are we discovering flavored Gari, we're also discovering other types of potatoes we didn't even know, or I didn't know we had in the country.
Yes. So this is actually grown in Chame. The purple potatoes. They're not really common, but then they are grown by the people of Chame in the Volta region, and we add it to cassava. So the the potato itself is purple in color.
Okay.
And it has a lot of health benefits, like 4 times the health benefits of normal potatoes, because it has cancer preventive properties.
Why aren't we eating purple potatoes in numbers?
Maybe because we don't know about it and we aren't really open to new things.
We're going to start getting into new things.
So then
now.
This is just added to the cassava and it comes out, it takes the natural color of the potatoes because the cassava is white and then the colored potato takes over the color of the Gari. So it's not even cocoa. You can mix it with water.
Looks
and
like chocolate milk.
I know.
It's gorgeous.
Then we have ginger.
Wow.
Everybody likes ginger.
Yeah, people who are obsessed with ginger and need ginger in everything.
Exactly.
I have a friend who blends ginger and adds it to her soakings. So now
some of us have to even add ginger to water to drink in the morning, and sometimes you just want to eat soakings, but you can't add ginger to it. So, it's already made for you.
Wow.
So it's just Gari that tastes like ginger. Then on your side we have soya.
Soya,
power packed protein.
So for all the people who need more protein, you can actually. I like this because at least you it's not just carbs. You have a bit of the soya in there.
Exactly.
And then what do we have here? Coconut.
Everybody's favorite.
This is my favorite. I'm obsessed with coconut.
Yes.
And finally, garlic.
Yes, we have a lot of older people who are looking to lower their blood cholesterol level and all that, their sugar level. Garlic is for them.
I mean, where did you get? I mean, it's one thing to go to the festival and see them doing it, and another thing to bring it to us in our homes.
So let's just say people have undermined Gari. Like, we know it's a student companion. We know how, like, Gari has saved our lives so many times.
Don't remind us of our struggles.
Our late night hunger pangs and all our boarding school days and whatnot. But then imagine you being in the office and craving Gari and not being able to walk outside to the store because, hey, like, I mean, you're dressed up in a suit and why would you be craving Gari? But look at this. This is like, I mean, it's bougie Gari. Like, you're having it in your office and someone comes and like, what the hell? Like, everyone is going to be amazed at this. And so because of this, that's where we developed the idea of the ready-to-eat Gari soakings.
There's a ready-to-eat. I mean, this is bougie. Like, hold it up so that our viewers can see. Like,
it comes with a cup, a spoon, and all that.
So at lunchtime, you're like, I'm ready for my bougie Gari.
Just like that. Your snack is ready to go, and then that's all you need. Just water.
Wow.
There's a cup, there's a spoon. You don't have to go and look.
We're gonna open it for them so that they can experience the bougie Gari for lunch.
Yes.
Should we go for it?
Oh yes, let's go for it. So this one is actually coconut flavored Gari, so you can try this one.
All right.
And then so you just need to open, and this is biodegradable.
Wow. So you're saving the planet as well.
Yes.
What haven't you thought of?
So you have everything in here. Like,
wow. I mean, look at this.
Everything.
You have your coconut flavored Gari. You have your sugar. You have your garnets, because we like garnets in our Gari. And you have your milk powder.
And the cup with the spoon.
Wow, it comes with a spoon as well.
Yeah. You're ready to eat, literally, like ready to eat. You just need water. There's water here. So.
Wow. David is like, this is. I have one of our floor managers. His name is David. He's always hiding to eat the Gari because that's when you want to see it. He tears it like 50 pesos a bag, and now he doesn't have to do that.
No, he doesn't have to. And the good thing about this is, like, unlike all the Gari mixes we have on the market, this is like segmented, so you get to mix it according to how you want it.
Yeah.
So like not too much sugar. If you're allergic to milk powder, like you don't
have
everything.
To do it.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't like peanuts, like you just take it out and then you just mix it at your convenience. Everything is.
How do people react when they see it? Because you know what? Beyond an amazing product, I like the fact that you are collaborating with people in rural communities to show us the value that they can bring us.
Yeah, it's been an eye opener, and most people who come across it are like amazed. I mean, everyone is impressed, and people like the idea. Like, you're taking our normal Gari and turning it into something else.
This is an innovation. I don't know what it is.
Well, so the tagline has been, it's the Harvard Gari. This Gari has a PhD from Harvard.
Hey,
so
who gave you that tagline?
My Instagram family.
Speaking of Instagram, what's its Instagram handle? So
the
that we all
Gari
follow
Boutique.
You?
The Gari Boutique. If you remove that there, you have downgraded us because we are the only Gari Boutique.
There's no other Gari Boutique.
There's no other Gari Boutique. Yeah, so the Gari Boutique. we give you a variety of Harvard Gari. Gari that has a PhD from Harvard.
So what kinds of meals do you think people should make with the different types of flavors we have here? Because I feel like these guys are for soakies, and then I'll add this guy to it. For the soak. I'll do it like this. If I were to arrange, I'll do soakies and then I'll do eba with this one.
Well,
so we're looking at what are we looking at on the screen?
So this is eba with fried eggs and sausages and some pepper.
Wow.
And this person used ginger flavored Gari.
Nice.
Yes. Now this is purple potatoes flavored
Gari. Look at how colorful it is.
Yes. And the taste is amazing. Like you actually taste potatoes like once you're eating it. And it's not artificial flavoring or anything, and it's really healthy. And cassava itself has like a lot of fiber in it, so it's really good for your digestive system. This is another ginger lover who sends this. Most of our customers do crazy meals and then send it over. So this is ginger Gari. Now this is garlic paired with some beans for our gobe lovers. You don't have to buy the Gari mixed with the beans. By the time you get to the office,
it's all soggy and blah, blah, blah.
So you just need your Gari in your office. Get the beans and come in. You're good to go. Now this is Gari photo.
Ooh, I think I will do the garlic. I'll mix the garlic with the ginger for the Gari
photo. And it gives it an amazing taste.
Like I'm already like,
yes.
This is amazing.
You can do so many things with Gari. So many things.
So do you also show people different things on your site, on your social media as well?
On social media, we don't just tell you like we are selling Gari. No, but then your question is, what do I do with Gari? And this is not the regular Gari. So are you sure I can do the same things as like the other Gari? Yes, of course you can. So we teach you how to make Gari cake, recipes for Gari photo, gashit, soaking, different ways. People come out with different ways of doing soaking. Someone even used Gari for salad.
Hey.
Yes, and smoothies.
Wow.
And cookies.
So we gotta go on your page to learn all of that.
Yes, so Gari, the Gari is bougie, to be honest.
Where do we follow you? And how much is one?
So this goes for 15 cedis.
Oh, look, it's affordable.
Very affordable. Like once you get it, it can serve you how many times in your office if you just have it in your cabinet, or even at home. We have like jumbo sizes for the family. Yeah, we have. Well. So these are like
this pack will be.
This just goes for 7 cedis.
Oh, look at that convenience, guys. It's gorgeous and it's biodegradable.
Ready to go.
Where do we contact you? Where do we follow you? I mean, when we talk of innovation, it's not always technology. It's taking the basic things we have around us and adding value to it, and that's what you've done, not only for us, the consumers, but the people of the community. I'm sure they're looking at you now, they're like, girl, you're the Gari ambassador.
Yes.
The social media handle.
Yes, so we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram at The Gari Boutique. It's just that, The Gari Boutique. We're on WhatsApp 0540 333 687. Just hit us up. We'll be ready to serve you. We deliver.
She detailed that they have changed her name on her old social media accounts, which were created by the old management, to bear the same name as her new social media accounts she recently created for herself. A few months ago, Joyce Blessing complained that her accounts were seized after her marriage with her former manager fell to the rocks. Months after creating a different account, the popular gospel musician bemoaned her ex-husband and her publicist were interrupting with her work with the old accounts. She advised her fans and anyone who wanted to interact with her to stop following those accounts. UK-based Ghanaian gospel musician and pastor Sonny Badu shaded a radio presenter for advising him when he took to social media to congratulate Kwame Eugene over his recent triumph at the 2020 Vodafone Music Awards. Tyler Perry has reached a billionaire status. The filmmaker and philanthropist was named Hollywood's latest member of the wildly exclusive club in a recent issue of Forbes. The publication, which famously tracks the wealth of celebrities and business leaders across the globe, revealed in a recent cover story on the director that he's taken $1.4 billion in pre-tax income since 2005 and is currently worth $1 billion in total. And that's all for entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily. My name is Atokwa.
Election 2020, Ghana makes a choice. Tracking and bringing reports of the presidential and parliamentary campaigns across the length and breadth of this nation.
Analyzing campaign activities and election data with our panelists on the Voters' Diary.
The Voters' Diary is the most factual, instructive, and balanced election 2020 analysis program on television.
The Voters' Diary every weekday on Citi TV from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Stay informed on all the relevant issues on election 2020. Tune into the Voters' Diary. It's Ghana's choice.
Imagine if you can get all the understanding on some of the difficult subjects you struggle with in school. As a student, do you feel dissatisfied with how hard it is to figure out the subjects you're learning? Or as a parent or guardian, do you worry that your child is struggling to understand some of the subjects in school? Well, now you don't need to sign up for extra lessons or tutors. Simply tune in to Class Act, Mondays to Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. on Citi TV. Class Act is a show that seeks to enable senior high school students gain a much better understanding of what they learn in school. All you need is a TV, a chair, your notebook, and your pen. Get clarity on subjects such as maths, English, IT, and science. Class Act airs every Monday to Thursday at 5:30 p.m. on Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. Don't forget your pens, pencils, and your notebooks, and tune in to Class Act only on Citi TV.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. It's Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. David is back as my co-host. But it was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And the viewers are just reacting to it. It's just exciting.
They still have to keep guessing your age, though.
Yeah, we'll let you know,
soon.
though. I promise. I'll let you know.
But we have KD Bakes with us.
Yeah. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
You're so talented and humble.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very cool like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
KD Bakes is an Afrobeat, an R&B artist and a songwriter.
Okay.
Plus, I'm a professional nurse.
Okay.
I'm practicing in Richard Novatek Catholic Hospital in the Volta region.
You're a professional nurse?
Yes, please.
Wow, okay.
How do you, blend the two?
Well, I think it's all because of self-discipline and good time management. Plus, since this whole thing, this journey is like a collective responsibility, so the people on the team that I work with, their support also comes into play.
Okay. Tell us about Asanda.
Well, Asanda is a very beautiful love song, Afrobeat, that I wrote.
Who inspired it?
I wrote somebody's life out.
Are you sure it wasn't your life?
No, it wasn't.
All right, we'll pretend it was somebody's life. It wasn't
No. Okay, so this guy is, let me say, he's a bad guy,
okay.
And he treats this girl so bad so many times. But regardless of the countless number of times that he hurt this girl, she's just still standing right there, So it's like this kind of love is sort of reckless, regardless of whatever he does, she's still standing in. So finally, this guy actually realized that no, I need to change. You know, I need to change my way and love this girl.
Wow.
I have to reflect this love back that she has given to me.
Aww.
So that was what I wrote out.
I love it. Where do we get Asanda?
It's available on all digital platforms, on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer. I just dropped the video.
Nice.
Actually directed by director Stanley McCaffrey.
Wow.
And audio.
Keeping it in the Volta.
Yes, yes.
That was a joke, guys.
The audio was also produced by Mr. Lord, J. Watts, and Omo Ajibade. These three producers worked on the audio.
Wow.
For me.
What's your social media handle? Because we want to follow you, we want to subscribe to your YouTube channel, we want to share your work so that everyone gets to enjoy Asanda.
You can find me on all social media platforms at KD Bakes, KDBAKS. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's the same everywhere.
Okay, but you've had other songs out. Do you want to walk us through some of your
Yes, before Sunday I dropped a 4-track EP.
Wow.
They are also available on the stores. The first song on it is Good Morning. That's the first song, followed by Sip Slow.
Sip Slow?
Yeah, Sip Slow.
What inspired that one? And what are we sipping?
Well, it's the content that is a little bit explicit. So
give us an idea, you know. Okay, that's what we're sipping. Okay. I usually sip coconut. All right. Okay, the next one.
The third one.
Thank you for saving us all from the details. You're going to his YouTube to check out Sip Slow.
And Lavish Rock.
Okay.
Lavish Rock, and the last one is Finally.
Finally?
Yeah, finally.
What's the message behind Finally?
Well, it's that one I wrote about myself.
Okay.
It's my
what about you?
Life. Okay, it was one time I tripped, you know, in a relationship I tripped. Yeah.
So this one is you?
Yeah, it was me.
How did you trip?
You know,
you were just walking and you tripped?
No.
Okay.
You know, like we are men. I'm not saying it's good to do it. Sometimes we all have a downfall.
What's the definition of trip? So that we all know. Your boyfriend tells you, I tripped. Or you don't think you just tripped, literally. Please help us.
There was this girl I met one time that I just couldn't resist.
Seriously?
Yeah, it happened.
And you didn't think your girlfriend, all the sacrifices she's made to be in a relationship?
Yes, that was why I said
you just call it trip? Are women allowed to trip too? Because we can all go about tripping.
People trip, women trip, men trip.
So we can all trip.
Anybody can trip.
I like that. People trip when they trip.
Yeah, people trip when they trip.
And then you wrote a song out of tripping. Jesus Christ.
I'm actually, the fact is, I know I'm not the only one who's going through that.
So this is for all the tripping tripping associations.
Everybody.
No, you're not tripping.
You're tripping.
I'm writing. Let's keep going, man.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We look forward to you coming back to promote more EPs, more great music from you, and staying as humble as you are. Thank you. And thank you at home for staying in for Breakfast Daily. Don't forget that we have Voters Diary for you Mondays to Fridays, okay, on 97.3 Citi FM. It's on at 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. you definitely want to tune in there. And then on Citi TV at 3 p.m. you can catch Voters Diary. Don't forget that it is your choice. So it's important for you to stay informed.
Yeah, and we've entered into the live sessions and this Keyboard Idol that's happening. And so don't forget that we are watching Keyboard Idol every Saturday. It's at 7 p.m. every Saturday. And make sure to vote at *447 *973 hash. All those who were voting from last Saturday, it's ending. It's ending
today. Really, 5 p.m. So if you don't vote, you've lost.
Yep.
And your candidate might just be going home because you didn't contribute your 30% to keep them in the competition. Take your phones out, *447 *973 hash, and keep them in the competition because they're going to walk away with a grand prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Yep. Well, and then, hello, Mr. President.
Yes.
So we want you to send us messages, videos, emails from wherever you are in the country. There's so many issues that are challenging us in our communities. And don't sit there and throw your hands in the air and, you know, give up hope, because we're here and we want to push the agenda of whatever is happening in your community to the duty bearers and those who are responsible, policymakers, duty bearers. Let them act and make sure that we solve all the issues everywhere that you find yourself in the country.
Yeah, and you know, yesterday I went around Accra. We went to Ablekuma West municipality, and some people were telling us they've come to put up some walkway in a very tiny road that they don't even need. You know, and for me, I'm like, this is supposed to be the year of roads, and we hear that a whole community may be cut off from the capital city just because of the state of their roads. I mean, the young girls having to drag their backside just to get from one point to the other is humiliating. And as a people, we measure our progress by the state of the most vulnerable amongst us. And the only way our policymakers will sit up if you are fearless in exposing how they are making life difficult for you. So take out your phone and record your circumstances, send it to us. The number is 0550585832, and our email is hellomrpresidenttv@gmail.com. And every Wednesday at 9:30, we will show it here on the show.
Yeah, that was a big happy birthday. This message is coming from one of our producers, Michael Obodu. He says, to the woman with God's heart and epitome of godliness, may your light ignite the world. Happy birthday, Deborah Ikria Pokria Boachi Esrifi. Long life and prosperity. And a big happy birthday to Ness. Heritage Caravan.
Effie!
Yes,
we love you so much, Effie. Enjoy your day.
Should we tell them my age?
Yes! We can't forget that.
Okay. It's
drum roll, please.
1st August 1973. That makes me 47.
Wow! You are a solid 19 years older than me. Jesus Christ. Bye, guys. Enjoy your day. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.